Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. Chelsea versus Real Madrid, quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League, second leg. This is as big as it gets, and it could be the biggest fixture that Chelsea Football Club play, realistically, for a couple of years. Because the way that Chelsea have declined, we've documented it pretty well here, I think, on GBFC. We've seen the demise of the team throughout the entirety of this season. We have seen the glimmers of hope that were felt when Graham Potter was sacked, because we thought that Graham Potter was the source and root of the problem. Turns out, Frank Lampard coming in, that 8 minutes of hope that we had at the Molineux lasted a mere 8 minutes. And here we are, sat 2-0 down, with a game at Stamford Bridge to come. And I'll be honest with you, I usually judge my overall mood of a fixture depending on the way I feel about it the morning of a game. And quite frankly, I'm ready to sit here and laugh again. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm ready to sit here and just brush it off as if we expected it, it was meant to be this way, and we couldn't really have expected anything other than to be knocked out today. That's how I've woken up. I thought I was going to be a bit more optimistic. I thought I was going to be a bit more, you know what, actually, if you look at some of the chances that we had and whatever, we could do better. Unfortunately, it's not like that. But at the same time, when there is a will, there is a way, to bring out the cliche. Because that's what we're working with here at the moment. If there is a chance that Chelsea can win, then best believe we've got to try and at least psych ourselves up a little bit. So I'm excited for the game, and I'm approaching it from the angle of, I hope Chelsea play as if they feel like they've got nothing to lose. If Chelsea go into this match in terms of the mentality, and that hopefully translates into some kind of performance, if we believe that there's nothing to lose in this game by going for it, then we might actually be surprising. We might surprise ourselves. We might even surprise the mercurial brilliance and expertise in this competition of Real Madrid, because this Real Madrid team are fantastic. They're well organised. They've got a clear structure and game plan pretty much every time they play. But the thing about this Chelsea team is, when you're doing so poorly and your backs are up against the wall because of results, performances, your owner literally coming in, spending an hour in the changing rooms, going in on certain players and if not the whole squad. When your backs are up against the wall, but there is still some quality there, this is when, if ever, Chelsea will show resolve. They will show quality. And I want to talk a little bit about the atmosphere, because usually around 40,000 people watch these previews, which is about the capacity of Stamford Bridge. If you are one of the lucky ones to be able to go tonight, please make a little bit of extra noise from me. And please absolutely give the team universal support. It's easy for me to sit here on the other side of the world, and after all of the frustrations, the sadness, by the game against Brighton at the weekend, the comedy that was the performance, it's easy for me to sit here and not be as excited. If I was going to Stamford Bridge tonight, best believe I'm coming out there, ordering a new voice box on blooming Amazon Prime, delivered to my house in an hour, please, from a drone. That's what I'd be doing. But I can't do that. So tonight, make the atmosphere electric. Chelsea fans need to know that we could give us a man advantage. We had a man disadvantage because of Chilwell's red card in the first leg. Stamford Bridge, this is a one-off opportunity here. One-off opportunity to stop it being the commercial tourist library that it has become at times, and make this a night that the players are forced to give everything, because the fans are giving 101%. Not even going to use exaggerative numbers, but everything that we can give plus that little bit extra is what the fans need to do for this game. And the players, Kepa said it in the press conference yesterday. By the way, what a dross interview that was. The press conferences for Chelsea managers and players are getting worse and worse and worse, because these players are so well trained to know what to and what not to say with the media that we might as well just get AI to write it out for us now. There's no point asking them, because they're going to say the same things over and over again. Of course, Kepa gives the best every time he plays. If he turns out and says, you know what, sometimes if we're playing against Chesterfield, I don't really want to try. Like, come on, what do we expect? But I think what Kepa did say, about Chelsea don't need a miracle. Chelsea don't need to be beyond their best. You're underestimating Real Madrid, man. There's this one team in Europe who Liverpool are also similarly on this level. It doesn't matter how badly they're playing. In the Champions League, Real Madrid will get a result. So I disagree. Chelsea need to be levels beyond even our best performances this season tonight. I really believe that. This Real Madrid team aren't the best Real Madrid team that we've ever seen in the last 15 years in the Champions League. They're not. There are opportunities that will be held due to the way that Real Madrid start games. Chelsea need an early goal. If we haven't scored before the 20th minute, it's over. That's my opinion at least. We've got to get an early goal and we've got to put their backs against the wall, and getting an early goal lifts the level of noise in Stamford Bridge even more. So every decision Chelsea make tonight needs to be perfect. Every single little piece of nuance needs to go in our favour. And if that happens, we could be sat here next, after this game, talking about a famous victory. And I would argue, the way that everything's been going, this would be the biggest comeback in my lifetime from a Chelsea team. To go through tonight against Real Madrid is almost impossible, but because it's not fully impossible, we've got to believe. So, I've gone with a 4-3-3 style variant here today, and I've made some pretty dramatic decisions in the final third, so stay tuned to that until the end. But we'll begin with the goalkeeper. It's Kepa, just because he did the presser yesterday. I can't imagine Chelsea would have elected Kepa for the press conference if, after out of nowhere, they're going to drop him for Edouard Mendy. So for that reason, Kepa's in goal. Reece James, Wesley Fofana, Thiago Silva, captain, and Marc Cucurella, left back. Chelsea are left with no choice here. Koulibaly is out with a hamstring injury. Trevor Chalobah, for whatever reason, can't get a sniff. And Badiashil's not registered. Chilwell suspended. So, Marc Cucurella needs the game of his life. Reece James needs to find the Reece James that we saw at the beginning of this season before the reoccurrence of injuries. The Reece James that we know on a Champions League night at Stamford Bridge can channel that energy from the crowd to rally them up even more and galvanise the team together. Chelsea need the winners and the leaders in this team tonight, even if they're the young ones, to step up and ensure that we're giving ourselves the best possible opportunity. My midfield three. This is going to interest some of you. Let me know what you think of this. N'Golo Kante and Enzo Fernandez in front of the defence in a pivot of sorts, with Joao Felix as an attacking midfielder in front of him. The thing I've understood about Joao Felix is, get him on the ball, he'll make something happen. Chelsea struggled massively in the transition from defence to attack in the away leg against Real Madrid. So, how do we combat that problem? Get someone comfortable on the ball, comfortable to make little turns, offload it to players around him. Joao Felix is that player. So I would put Joao Felix in front of Kante and Enzo and ask him to get on the ball as much as possible. Considering he's not been scoring many goals or really assisting that much because Chelsea haven't been scoring, let's make sure that Joao Felix gets those opportunities but isn't expected to be the last man to put the ball in the back of the net. And I've put Mason Mount on the right wing, Mudryk on the left wing, Kai Havertz through the middle because there's no one else to do that job. So, Mason Mount and Joao Felix, I want to see these two linking up. Mykhailo Mudryk in that game against Brighton at times was one of the only potential bright sparks that we had on the pitch. There was the assist, which is a really nice run, smart, intelligent ball. Gallagher gets the snapshot away as I drop my pen on the floor that I like to play with when I'm talking. Mudryk to get on the ball more, attack Dani Carvajal. What we saw in the Bernabeu was a feeble, weak, pathetic, spineless Chelsea performance. So, Lampard's got to change it here. And we need to see Mudryk given the shot because we've got nothing to lose. We're 2-0 down already. Give ourselves the best chance of getting beyond the Real Madrid defence, attacking the Real Madrid defence to get us into opportunity positions. Kai Havertz, just give me anything better than anything you've done recently, Kai, and I probably won't criticise the performance as much as I have done in all of the last times I've seen you play. The biggest problem is, as much as I think the 10 before Havertz can get the ball into the final third and create opportunities, which Chelsea desperately need to stand a chance in this game, that is where my confidence has to just stop. I'm not confident whatsoever that Kai Havertz will put the ball in the net if we manage to get him the ball. My hope is that the movement of players like Mount and Mudryk can distract some of the Real Madrid players and change that shape. What we saw last week was such an organised Real Madrid. They didn't have to exit second gear into any higher gears because Chelsea didn't offer anything. What Chelsea need to do tonight is go full throttle. There's nothing to lose here. This is our only chance of European football, not even just Champions League football for next season. Chelsea have to win the Champions League this year to even be in Europe next year. We're not getting Conference League. We're not getting Europa. So we've got to win this competition. We're not going to get enough points in the Premier League unless we win a game like this today and then suddenly there's a 180 in confidence or a 360, but all of a sudden we're facing the opposite direction, if that makes any sense. So score predictions. I think with this lineup I've put out here, I'm not just going to say here I know better than Lampard, I know better than anyone else, but I think I might know something, okay? I think with this team, Joao Felix dropping deeper, yes, we've not seen it before, but come on. What have we seen that's been good so far? Nout, zilch, nothing. Try it. I think Chelsea can win the 90 minutes. I don't think we can qualify. So my realistic prediction is 2-2 draw, 1-1 draw. I think Chelsea, with this lineup that I've put out, could win the game 2-1. I know that all of this is just pure fluke off the top of my head. 2-1 doesn't get us through. But fight tonight, Chelsea. I want those players. I want to be forced to say good things, even if we're out the Champions League. If you can't get yourself mentally switched on for a Champions League night at the Bridge against Real Madrid in the quarter-final, you do not belong at this football club. I want you out. If you put in anything less than 100% tonight, don't expect me to want to see you in a Chelsea shirt for the 23-24 season. Don't expect me to do anything other than criticise on a deep level, because the mentality has stank recently. Performances have stank recently. Combinations non-existent and player energy levels at an all-time low. Give me something positive to say even if we're out. That's all that I ask for. Chelsea, Real Madrid, Champions League. If you've enjoyed this preview, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. There's a potential possibility that I might stream the game tonight, but probably not because it's in the middle of the night. But I will be doing 6 things we learned immediately after the game. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come on, you Blues.